Hi there, I'm Briony O'Connor, physiotherapist and owner of Bee and Blossom here in Brisbane, Queensland. The following clips are exercises that have been suggested as objective measures for gauging your readiness to return to running after having a baby. These guidelines were brought out in March 2019 by Goom, Donnelly and Emma Brockwell from the UK, and really provide a comprehensive look at some of the movements that can be practiced really to prepare yourself for running and give you an idea on whether you're ready to lace up the boots or whether you might want to spend a little bit more time working on some of the endurance and tone in those muscles before you look at doing some running exercise.
Exercise 1 is standing on one leg for 10 seconds. If you'd like to make this exercise more challenging, you can practice standing on an unstable surface or standing with your eyes closed or reaching outside your base, perhaps throwing and catching a ball to someone. I think it's particularly good to work on this if you've had ankle injuries in the past and problems with the control in and around your ankle or knee. Exercise 2 is single leg squats performed 10 times per side. Whilst you're doing this, try and make sure that you release back through your tailbone so that you're sinking your weight right back into the heel of the leg that's at the back. So you'll see the bottom dropping back behind and really trying to get the weight back. Make sure that your supporting leg has the knee facing forward and that you're keeping your hips level. Exercise 3 is 1 minute of jogging on the spot. Try and remain relaxed through the shoulders as you do this and make sure that you're not gripping with your abdominal wall or pelvic floor. Try and keep your hips level and allow your shoulders just to move comfortably. Exercise 4 is 10 forward bounds. Try and make sure that you have a softness in your landing and that you're not collapsing out into the hip on your landing leg. Keep your upper body over the top of your pelvis and don't grip with your pelvic floor or abdominal wall. We are trying to look for a more automatic recruitment of your pelvic floor. If you're finding it challenging, you can always do a low impact version, just stepping wide using a mini band around the knees, or try a smaller excursion of movement. Exercise 5 is hopping on the spot 10 times per leg. Try and make sure that you keep your upper body forward over your pelvis and that you keep your rib cage relaxed down. You might like to start as a preparatory exercise by not quite removing the ball of the foot from the floor as you prepare to jump. Then move towards just clearing the floor, and as that becomes easier, progressing to increasing the height of your jump. Be sure to try and have a softness about your landing and make sure that you are driving through the leg to jump and not thrusting back with your upper body as you jump. Exercise 6 is single leg running man 10 per leg. Keep the knee slightly bent on the leg that you're standing on and drive the heel on the other leg up behind you, seesawing your body forward. Once the leg is up, then drive the knee through to lift it up in front of you, finishing keeping your upper body over your pelvis and not leaning back. Imagine that you have a pole running through your hips. Watch the standing knee alignment that it doesn't drop in. If you want to make the movement easier, make it a smaller range of movement and tap the foot to the ground on its way through to help you balance. A harder variation can be done using a hand weight or adding a hop to the end of your movement. Exercise 7 is single leg calf raise 20 per side. Make sure that the knee on the standing leg is kept soft and that your rib cage is kept over your pelvis. If you're finding it too challenging to start with, place the toes down on the elevated leg and then progress to bringing that off as you get stronger. Exercise 8 is single leg bridge 20 per side. The foot that's on the floor is about 20 centimeters from the bottom and in line with the hip and knee. The leg that's elevated has a vertical thigh and knee at 90 degrees. Sink your belly button slightly in towards the floor before lifting your bottom and drive through your heel. Make sure you maintain a level pelvis. If you're finding this movement too challenging, you can place both feet on the floor and you can work on putting a weight at the front of your pelvis and raising your pelvis up and down. Or you can stagger your foot position so that the leg closest to you on the floor is working harder. Exercise 9 is single leg sit to stand 20 per side. Start sitting on a bench or chair with the hips at about 90 degrees. Place one leg out in front of you. Push down through the heel to move into standing, watching that your knee doesn't drop in and that your hips stay level throughout. Try not to hold your breath. As you sit back down, really try and control the lowering back down. This is a challenging exercise, so to make it easier, you might like to stack 2 chairs one on top of the other, so you're starting from a higher starting point. You can also place the front foot lightly down on the floor to assist you. Or you might like to place your chair in just behind a pole and wrap a resistance band or towel around it so that you are able to pull yourself up. Exercise 10 is side leg raises, 20 per side. Lying down onto the floor with your arm extended out underneath you and your legs long away, make sure that your feet are in line with your hips, which are in line with your shoulders. You are going to raise and lower the top leg. Try and make sure that the foot on the top leg is moving in line with your bottom and not coming forward. Also make sure that your hips are stacked one on top of the other and that they're not rolling backwards or forwards through the movement. Try not to raise the leg using your trunk muscles, so keep your hips fixed and really try and make sure that you're lifting the leg by activating the buttock muscle. It's recommended that you can complete the following pelvic floor program when looking to returning to running. 10 fast repetitions, 6 to 8 second maximal contractions, 8 to 12 repetitions, and then a 60-second submaximal hold where you're holding it at 30 to 50% of your contraction strength. I also recommend you make an appointment with a pelvic health physiotherapist to assess your pelvic floor function when you're looking to resume running. Your pelvic health physiotherapist can assist you addressing issues of pelvic pain, bladder or bowel dysfunction, vaginal heaviness. And finally, you should be comfortable to complete a brisk 30-minute walk. I would like to acknowledge that the exercises demonstrated in this clip are recommendations from the Returning to Running Postnatal Guidelines for medical health and fitness professionals managing this population.